Good morning. Here is today's word of blessings for you. Nehemiah 9:32-38. Now therefore, our God, the great God, mighty and awesome, who keeps his covenant of love, do not let all this hardship seem trifling in your eyes, the hardship that has come on us, on our kings and leaders, on our priests and prophets, on our ancestors and all your people, from the days of the kings of Assyria until today. In all that has happened to us, you have remained righteous, you have acted faithfully, while we acted wickedly. Our kings, our leaders, our priests and our ancestors did not follow your law, they did not pay attention to your commands or the statutes you warned them to keep. Even while they were in their kingdom, enjoying your great goodness to them in the spacious and fertile land you gave them, they did not serve you or turn from their evil ways. But see, we are slaves today, slaves in the land you gave our ancestors so they could eat its fruit and the other good things it produces. Because of our sins, its abundant harvest goes to the kings you have placed over us. They rule over our bodies and our cattle as they please. We are in great distress. In view of all this, we are making a binding agreement, putting it in writing, and our leaders, our Levites and our priests are affixing their seals to it. Today's title is The New Covenant Sealed with His Blood. Our relationship with God is covenantal. In other words, we are responsible for our promise to God as well as God has made himself accountable for what he has promised to us. I believe that it is by the grace of God that we entered into such a covenantal relationship. A covenant or contract is usually arranged between two equal counterparts to make each other accountable for what was promised. But God is not equal to man by any standard. He is the Creator. We are creatures. He is the Master. We are His servants. He is the King. We are His people. God can do whatever He wants in any way He chose. But He treated us as if we are His equal partners. But the covenant has been constantly broken by man. The history of Israel clearly shows such contrast of unfaithful man and faithful God. And the people of Israel acknowledge it publicly before God. They said, "In all that has happened to us, you have remained righteous, you have acted faithfully, while we acted wickedly. Our kings, our leaders, our priests, and our ancestors did not follow your law, they did not pay attention to your commands or the statutes." Such confession of sin may be painful and embarrassing. But to be able to do so is a great blessing, for it is indeed the beginning of true spiritual renewal. No revival comes without such confession of sins. That's exactly what 1 John says. If we claim to be without sin, we deceive ourselves and the truth is not in us. If we confess our sins, He is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. 1 John 1:8-9. So what was the result of such sin? We see the clear answer in today's text. But see, we are slaves today, slaves in the land you gave our ancestors so they could eat its fruit and the other good things it produces. Because of our sins, its abundant harvest goes to the kings you have placed over us. They rule over our bodies and our cattle as they please. We are in great distress. Sin enslaves man not only in Nehemiah's time but in any time. We are witnessing the same spiritual law working even in our time. So how can we get ourselves and others who are in bondage of sin free? Nehemiah and his people made a new binding covenant sealed with their own lives. But that is the only shadow of the true covenant that will not be broken again. The true binding new covenant came through Jesus Christ the Son of God. He sealed it with His own blood. At the Last Supper, Jesus took the cup and said, "This cup is the new covenant in my blood." The blood covenant of the Son of God frees us from what enslaves us. That is exactly why Jesus confidently and assuredly proclaimed, "Know the truth and the truth shall set you free." Are you free? Come to Jesus. He will completely free you from all bondage.